best friends. Hopefully my phone will be a little more well-behaved now and not be so overheaty and glitchy. That is my hope and prayer. But we are on our way, and yeah, I still have like an hour and a half that I'm going to be driving, so I would really ideally love to talk to you guys a little bit more. And I have so much stuff on my mind and so many things that I've been thinking about, and just lots of meaningless thoughts, but things that are quite interesting. Jeannie B ASMR, she did a video and she was talking about how she was on, like, having a conversation about ASMR with a friend, and she said that her friend said, well, that the reason why people are so drawn to ASMR and so attracted to it is because it brings them back to the womb. And she was like, well, why do you think that is? And he said, when you're in the womb, the sounds are softly spoken, slightly muffled. There's the whoosh of the amniotic fluid in the sac, and like, it's a cozy place. It's the safest place you've ever been. And it's just such a good, relaxing experience floating in this nothingness. And all you have are like the sounds, you know? And I was like, God, that's so fascinating. That's so interesting. And I really think that there's something to that. And it made me think too, with like the whooshing sound of the amniotic fluid, why so many people are so at peace when they're like sitting by the ocean and they can hear the ocean waves and the whooshing and the ebb and flow of the ocean. And I think that's probably part of it. Like, we are mostly water. We are surrounded by water when we're in the womb, and that whooshing sound is probably the very first thing that our brain and body ever remembers of being so relaxed and so calm and at peace and constantly fed and constantly safe. That's the only word I can think of, is just safe. And that's the thing, like, ASMR is so comforting and it makes people feel so safe. And I really think that there's something to that it is something that dates all the way back to being in the womb. And oh man, like, it just makes me think of when my daughter was in the womb and how my voice was the first thing she heard, and that's how she recognizes me, like when she's born and she is just a brand new little baby. My voice, we had a drop, but it's okay. My voice was the first thing that she heard, and she recognized my voice from being in me for 10 months and hearing my voice, even if it was muffled and it kind of sounded like this. She knows my tone, she knows my inflections of speech, she knows me. And it's just so beautiful and so amazing. And it just, you are so connected to your child in a way that like no other person can understand, no parent, like no dad can understand even. And dads have their own special bond and their own, oops, sorry Pete, their own special connection with the kids, of course, but you just can't understand the connection between a mother and a child. You just can't. You made them in your body. And I've just been thinking a lot about child rearing and
Mommy's going by herself.
Oh boy.
Lecture her friends, but she's gonna sing.
Oh wow.
She's gonna sing. I'm gonna sing the whole song with her.
Oh, she.
I can do it.
Cool.
It's going to do. I'm doing it. No.
She's gonna sing a song. I'll talk to you in a second. Okay. Now I think we are officially done with that. I hope. But I think I was still talking about like loving touch and how I just wish that we could have more gentle, platonic, loving touch between people. Like, a good hug is something that just brings tears to my eyes, like from a friend, you know? Oh my gosh, it just makes me feel so good. And there are a couple, never mind. But I've always wanted that, and I've always craved that. I remember when I was younger, I saw St. Elmo's Fire for the first time, and they were all like this. It was this big group of...
There's glitter in his nose and he squeezes it out
there was this scene where they were like, oh, hey, how's it going? And they like kissed each other on the mouth. And I remember just being like, oh my God, friends can do that? Like, I was like so envious, because I was just like, I wish that I had a friend group like that. And I didn't know why at the time. And I didn't know, like, I wasn't saying it in like a weird way, like, oh, I wish I could like kiss all my friends or whatever, but just like, I was just envious that they had that kind of loving touch relationship. Like, if a friend of mine tried to hold my hand today or something like that, I would be like, you know, it'd be weird to me. And that's so sad. Or like if my mom ever gave me like a kiss or whatever, I would be like, ooh, and it breaks my heart, because that means that someday we'll feel the same way and she won't want to kiss me anymore. And it just like makes me so sad. And I had this realization when I became a parent once, and I was just like, oh my God, Mom, I'm so sorry I don't let you kiss me anymore. I was like, you kiss me whenever you want. Because I used to get weird about like even her kissing me on the cheek or whatever. I'd be like, ew, Mom, no, don't do that. Like, stop being weird. And once I started like kissing Rose on the mouth, and, you know, like not in a weird way, fucking weirdos, like don't make it weird, but just like, you kiss your kids, right? And so once I started doing that, I realized that there's going to be a day, someday it's going to happen where I will kiss her on the mouth for the last time. And it just like, it makes me so sad. And like, there will be a day, one day, where like I help her put her shoes on for the last time, or I carry her upstairs to go to bed for the last time, or I read her a book for the last time. And like, when you think about things like that, and the saddest part about all of that, oh my God, the saddest part about all of that is that you never know it's going to be the last time, right? You never know. And if you could, you would cherish it, and you would cherish it, and you would hold on to it, and you would make it last as long as you could. And, you know, you would just like take a picture of it and remember that moment. But then you never know it's the last time until one day you're like, oh my God, it's been like a year since this has happened. And then that's it, you know? My daughter used to do this thing where she would get so excited that she would be like, and like shake and like just be bursting with joy. And I remember thinking to myself one day, one of these times that we see this is going to be the last time she ever does it. And sure enough, there was a last time. And I don't know which time it was. I don't have a picture of it, but I remember it in my heart. So anyway, there are just so many things where it's like, I hope that for Rose, I can create like a loving touch memory for her, to where she's not like, I mean, every teenager is like grossed out by their parents, and so it'll probably happen for me too, but I can just only hope and pray that like someday we'll still be able to like give each other a peck on the mouth, or, you know, a long hug, or be able to like have a sleepover and like sleep in the same bed together, and just like all of those things, because she's the only person that I have loving touch with except my fiance. And it's just so important to me and so special that I have that with her. And so the idea of it going away is just like, And I know that to anybody who's not a parent, this probably sounds really weird, like really gross and weird, but I swear it's not. It's just, you love on your kids. You just love on them. And one day you aren't allowed to do that anymore. Train. Yeah. It's like, one time I was putting up Christmas decorations with my mom, and I played her this this piano song. I think it's by somebody called Yuruma, if I remember correctly. This was literally like 15 years ago. But YIRUMA, I think, was the name. And I think the song was called Love Me. And it was just a plain piano song. And I was just like, it's just, I said something like, oh, it's like you're making love to somebody that you're gonna, or something like that. I don't know what I said. And my mom was like, or that you're making love to somebody for the last time. And then we both just started crying. And I was like young. I was like 18, or I don't even know how old I was, but I kind of said it as a joke, and then she said that, and I was like, oh my God, it is. And it was just like this moment where I had the realization for one of the first times that, like, oh my gosh, someday will be the last time. Like with the boyfriend I was with at the time, I was like, there will be a time where I kiss him for the last time, or I make love to him for the last time, or whatever it is. Like, there will be a time when that happens, whether he dies or we break up or get divorced or whatever the case may be. There will be a last time. And that's just so sad to me that things have to end. And it's like, but it's so true that with every end there is a new beginning. And I have had boyfriends since that boyfriend, and I have had loves of my life after that boyfriend, so it all is okay, you know, and I'm okay. But the thought at the time that it was just like, oh my God, there will be a last time, and there's a last time for everything in your life. There's a last time, oh God, let's keep crying. There's a last time that you're gonna call your parent. There's a last time that you're going to wish somebody a happy birthday. There's a last time that you're going to be able to do, I don't know, that you'll be able to throw your ass back on the dance floor. There will be a last time. And that's like funny, and I am making a joke, but it's true. Like, there will be some day where you're just like, oh my God, I can't do that anymore. And so it just really hammers home the idea that you have to do what you want to do, and you have to live for yourself, and you have to tell your friends how much you love them, and you have to be open about those feelings, and you have to be open about your dreams and go after them and just fight for them, because there will be a time someday that you're not able to do all those things that you love or all the things that you're working toward. There will be a day where all of that stops, and you'll never even know that it's the last chance that you have until it's too late. So if you're in an unhappy relationship, or you're like wanting to start a business, or you're wanting to learn a new skill, or you want to fucking eat your birthday cake 3 days early, or whatever it is, just do it. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? You live your life for yourself. At the end of the day, you are born alone and you die alone. And that's just the fact of the matter, unless you happen to die like at the same time as somebody else in like a freak accident or something. But you are on your own. So fuck what anybody else thinks. Wear what you want. Cut your hair how you want. Love who you want. If somebody doesn't like it, fuck them. Fuck them if they can't take a joke. Like the idea, like for my friend Rochelle, for instance. I can't even talk about it. Oh my God. The idea that someday will be the last day that we drink wine and talk shit. That there will be one day that is over. Ugh, like I can't even think about it. And I don't even think she knows that. Like, because we never tell our friends enough how much they mean to us. Like, how deeply you care about them. so true. Like, I would be lost, you know? I would be lost without her. And at many points in my life, she has been my only friend, the only person who stood by me, even if she doesn't agree with what I've done or what I said or what I did with who or whatever. She's stood by me and been such a loyal friend to me. And there have been times in our lives where we haven't been friends or we haven't talked for periods of time. And I'm just so glad that we always found our way back to each other, because I would just literally, like, I don't know how I would have made it through the last year, especially without her. Because you guys, like, last year was fucked in so many ways. And I still to this day, not that I can get into it, but I still to this day I can't get into it. There are just things that I know about myself, that I know to be the truth. And I try my best today to be as honest as I can, especially about my fuck-ups and about where I've been wrong, or I said the wrong thing, or I was proven wrong. Things like that. I always try my best to be honest about that, because there have been times in my life where I have not been honest. And I've kept very many secrets, or I've lied about very many things. But I would say for a good 5 years, 8 years, I have been a very honest queen. Because I never want to be in a situation that I get caught in a lie. I don't ever want somebody to call me a liar and to have me be in the position to either defend myself knowing that they're right, or to have to admit, yeah, you're right, I am a liar. I don't want to be put in that position. So I try my best to tell my truth the best I can. And when people out there in the world believe things about me that are not true, that I know are not true, it hurts. But at the same time, back to fuck them and fuck everybody except yourself, right? I just have to believe that, like, one day, if I am true to myself, I'm true to my likes, my dislikes, I'm true to my dreams, I'm true to my spirit, my honesty, my truth. If I am true to myself in all ways, then good things will come. And the truth always prevails, every time. Speak the truth even when your voice shakes is one of my favorite quotations of all time, and I have no idea who said it, but it's true. And it's just hard. Like, sometimes it's really hard, but you just gotta. Even if your truth is throwing that ass back on the dance floor to Yeah by Usher, you just gotta do it. If that's part of who you are and part of what makes your heart beat, do it. Fuck what they think. Who gives a shit? If people think that you should be or could be doing something else with your life, who cares? Who cares? Are you happy? Are you miserable? That's on you. It's nobody else's business or ability to tell you, hey, I bet you're really miserable in this situation. No, you know. You know if you're miserable or not. Don't let anybody tell you how you feel or tell you what your truth is. You know your truth. I'm just rambling. I'm sorry. There are so many, it would make sense if I could say everything I want to say, but I can't. So, there's this sign here that says, eat your steak, wear your furs, it's the American way. That fucking billboard has been there for like 15 years. And it keeps telling me to keep my hands on the steering wheel. Girl, I am. But I don't understand that sign though, because it's not like a restaurant. It's not like the Republican Party. It's not like any specific organization that is like paying for that advertising. It's literally just somebody who is like, you know what? I need to tell people to eat their steak, wear their fur. It's the American way. I need to pay for this billboard for a decade, just so that people know. Like, who hurt them? You know, who hurt them? I've also had this thought lately. I'm just gonna be honest with you. This is gonna sound crazy. I think I'm gonna get arrested at some point in my life, because I don't know, I just have this feeling that I'm gonna be protesting somewhere, doing some kind of activism somewhere, and I'm going to get arrested. And I have a feeling it'll be in another state. It'll be to like a rally or something that I flew down to attend. And I think I'm gonna get arrested. I don't know, just a thought. I had that thought today and I was like, huh, interesting. Do you ever get those thoughts that you're like, even though they have complete, like, no bearing in reality in any way, but you're just like, this is now the truth? Yeah, I've had those thoughts before too. Like one day I woke up and I was like, holy shit, I had 3 revelations in my life, about my life. Number 1, I was going to adopt a child. Number 2, I was going to have a huge rose garden in my yard. And number 3, my favorite animal was going to be an elephant. And I woke up and I was like, this is my truth. This is it. And I collected elephants for years after that because I was like, they're my favorite animal. I don't know why, but they're supposed to be. And now I have my own little rose, which was not intentional, and I didn't even think about that until just now, but yeah. Anyway, life is not easy, and sometimes I feel that weight of the uneasiness a little bit more than other times, and I cry and get emotional and think about the end of things and how sad that is, because it is sad when things end. Friendships are some of the saddest things in the world when they end. Just terrible. Like my mom, for example, she lost one of her best friends this year. And it was like really hard for her, and it still is. And that's kind of been on my mind, just like the idea of losing people, losing friendships. Because as you guys know, I lost a bunch of friends last year as well. They didn't die, but then my mom's friend passed away, and it was just like, oh, okay. It's a real thing that happens. You lose people in life. So the ones that you love, you've got to hold them so close. Never let anything go unsaid. And if somebody's weighing you down, telling you how to live your life, being nasty to you, fuck them. Life is way too short. And there are so many people out there who just will make your heart sing and who will make you so happy. You don't have to hold on to that heavy weight, that baggage. You don't need to hold on to that shit. CJ and I have been through some really hard times in our relationship. Lots of hard times. And there have been times where I've just been like, oh my God, like, I'm so fucking over this guy. I'm so sick of this man. And he's felt that same way about me. But looking at him as a person, there's never been a moment that I'm like, or maybe there has, but not often, have I had a moment where I've looked at him and I've just been like, this motherfucker is weighing me down. This guy is holding me back. He is worthless to me. He adds to my life, is what he does. I don't ever look at him and think like, ugh, sack of shit, you know? Stupid man. I don't think that. He doesn't hold me back. He pushes me forward. So even though we've got our shit and we deal with things, hard times in our lives, we just got to keep pushing. Just got to keep pushing. Same with my friend that I was talking about. We've had hard times as well. But you always find your way back to those who matter. You will always find your way back. 100%. If you're meant to be connected to somebody, you will be. And some people you're only meant to connect with for a little while. I'm so lucky in my life to have had great relationships that I treasure. They've always ended terribly in like a big bonfire. But in the moments, I'm so glad that I had relationships with the people that I had. And how lucky I've been. How lucky I've been. They would not say the same. Yes.
France's grandma didn't. France said it. No, and France didn't even hear his grandma actually warning him.
Oh boy.
And the bad guy actually stoned him.
Oh snap.
And he said, Grandma.
Oh, sad. Yeah, I'm sure they would not agree. But I felt so lucky to have had those relationships in my past. And I do believe that I was supposed to have those relationships and that I was supposed to, they were each stepping stones in my life, leading me forward in life. And I truly 100% believe that. And I'm so grateful because they were the exact stepping stones that I needed. And I was meant to be with them 100%. I just wasn't meant to be with them forever. So, yeah, I'm just really grateful for every person who's ever been in my life, even if they're not in my life today. There's this saying, another saying for you. It's, I want you to eat, I just don't want you at my table. And it's basically saying, like, I wish you well. I don't wish you any harm. I want you to still win. I just don't want to be next to you while you do it. I want to watch you from afar. Maybe not watch you at all, but I want it for you. And I'm sure that's how a lot of people feel about me. And I feel that way about some people as well. There's nobody in the world today that I'm like, fuck them, you know. I hope nothing good happens for them. There's nobody in the world that I feel that way about today. Especially if I've ever loved you. If I've ever loved you in my life, I wish you nothing but the best. Nothing. Even if you've done something wrong to me, I only want good things for everybody. And I mean that today. Even strangers, I want the best for everybody. And I used to be such a hateful, spiteful bitch. That was just like, if you were prettier than me, if you had a better body than me, if I thought you told better jokes than me, whatever, if you were existing in the same plane as me, I hated you. I just hated you. And I was so jealous. I was such a jealous person. So jealous. And I'm not that way today, and I'm so grateful. It took a good year, a solid year of retraining my brain to not be jealous. And that was when I was like 21 or 20, I think. And I just had this realization that I was like, this isn't the person I want to be. I want to be a girl's girl. Instead of being like jealous of every girl, I want to be a girl's girl and support every girl that I see, even if I don't know them. And I am today. I really am. there are girls that I might side-eye a little bit because I'm like, girl, what are you doing? But at the end of the day, there's that meme where it's like, I love when women, and that's it. Instead of like, I love when women do this. It's, I love when women blank. I love when women do everything. I love when women. And that's how I feel. I just love when women. And I want everybody to just do whatever they fucking want. And I hate that some people exist in the world and want to dictate how other people feel and how other people want to be. It's just not, it's not right. This is America, for fuck's sake. We've got freedom of expression. If I'm not hurting anybody, you mind your damn business, is how I feel.
Mama.
Yes?
A girl is actually named Glitter Lady Sparkles. And
Lady Glitter Sparkles?
Yeah, and she's talking about one other people.
Wow.
Their eyes, her ears, their nose, their face, and her hands.
Wow. But anyway, I guess that's enough crying, enough rambling, enough ranting and raving, enough talking about the end and the death and all of those things. We don't need to talk about that anymore today. But I'm just I just have a lot of feelings and a lot of thoughts of like, just feeling the weight of life lately. And not in bad ways necessarily, but just the weight of how important it is. The importance of life, the weight, the heaviness in the sense of importance, not in the sense of like, oh my God, it's weighing me down, but just it's heavy. Life is heavy and it's important. And so many days I go just thinking like, of just how grateful I am and how lucky I am, how multiple people have sent me birthday presents who I've never even met. And that means something. That means something. People who show up for me, who show up for CJ, who show up for Rose, that means something. And that matters. It's just important, you know? And I'm just grateful for what I've got. I wake up every day, bring my kid to a good, safe school. I do my stuff at home. I'm starting new hobbies. I'm painting. I'm crocheting. I'm cleaning my house every fucking day. But I have a house to clean. My dog is healthy and safe. My kid is healthy and safe. CJ is healthy and safe. He's got a job. Like, we are so lucky. I get to wake up every day. Yeah. Whoa. We get to wake up every day and I get to do what I want. How lucky am I? I have shit going on. I have things that have gone way wrong in my life that make me so sad. But at the end of the day, how lucky? How lucky am I?
Say hello to my vlog.
Hi, vlog.
Hi.
She's making a vlog. But anyway, I'm lucky, I'm grateful, I'm appreciative of you. I wouldn't be here without you guys. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing without you guys. I wouldn't be able to take care of my kid the way that I can. I wouldn't be able to send her to the school that I do without your support, without you. I wouldn't.
Get my show back on.
In a second, Levy.
Huh?
In a second. You're welcome. I wouldn't be able to do those things. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. I'm just really grateful. Just really thinking a lot of things about stuff. And like, there are people that I'm building connections with across the, like literally across the country thanks to this job. And this isn't even a job. I don't get paid for this shit. Not for this. But you know what I mean? Like, this internet thing has connected me to people, not just viewers, but fellow like co-workers of mine. Danielle ASMR, or Danny ASMR, Danielle. She and I talk every single day, and how lucky am I? How lucky am I to have that? And to have other people in the community who check in on me and say, hey girl, how are you? Alexandria,
Mommy,
ASMR. Yeah.
my show on.
I can't, I'm driving. I will in a little bit.
No, I don't want this one on.
I'm sorry. Press the circle. Press the circle.
No.
And then press the red button that says N on it.
Thank you.
No, thank you. And like Lori Latte, she checks in on me every once in a while. Like, people check in on me. People give a shit. Not just subscribers, but coworkers as well. Everyone. I've built so many connections with people that are my friends now, and I'm so lucky. Life's good, guys. Going into my 28th year, it's not what I thought it would be. If you had told me 2 years ago this would be where I was and what my situation would be, I would have probably just bawled, and I would have been so sad because I wouldn't have seen the bigger picture. The bigger picture is I am such a lucky bitch. I'm so lucky. And I'm here today feeling the need to talk about it, to get it off my chest, and so maybe somebody else needed to hear that too. And be like, you know what, things might not be the way that I thought they would be or the way I hoped they would be. I might have lost people along the way, jobs, opportunities along the way, but how lucky am I to be here? To have this phone that I'm watching this video on.
I don't want to change it.
So lucky. Okay.
I don't want to change it.
Okay. So anyway, I love you guys. We are starting to be in the up north area. We're about a half an hour away. So leave a pine tree emoji, because they're everywhere, in the comment section down below to help me with the algorithm, so that eventually I can get paid from this channel. Because I can't right now, but eventually, if the algorithm loves me and if you guys comment and you guys like, it will help me get paid on this channel, which just helps support my life, my family, and my dreams. So do that, and thank you for listening to me cry, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.